Chetan Bhutani joins us. Chetan Bhutani, how are you looking at things vis-a-vis India with what we've seen today? Worst crash in 10 months' time. The amount of, 19 lakh crore investor wealth wiped out. Do you see this as an overreaction or some suggest a justified correction?
Well, Preeti, it was totally a bloodbath on the last street and, of course, across global markets. But let me tell you one thing. What am I speaking with, the government officials? I'm speaking to a whole lot of market experts and investors. What they're saying is that India still stands a better chance and India is well poised for a better recovery vis-a-vis its global peers. If we see the Sensex and Nifty, the banks, the IT and auto and metal were worst affected. But yes, all the traders, investors are still confident about the India story. In fact, a lot of market experts are in fact saying that one should always keep its India portfolio alive and should keep investing in good markets and keep the SIPs alive, and they should be completely invested in India markets. In fact, we saw that global markets, we saw that Dow Jones has crashed about 1,000 odd points, and people are now moving towards the safer option or safer haven, which is like the commodities. We have gold prices coming up. We have the crude prices coming about $60 and the government subsequently to increase its
Chetan Bhutani, have we seen the worst of it is the question.
No, we have not. We have not seen the worst of it very clearly. We have seen worse much before that. At many instances, we saw it in 2008, we saw it in COVID times. But yes, the level of impact that we are seeing right now is actually almost at the level of COVID. But yes, we are still better poised. A lot of market experts are giving out a positive sentiment towards the Indian markets. In fact, Preeti, let me tell you that from 7th to 9th, we have the Monetary Policy Committee meeting with the RBI will meet. And I'm telling you, there are a lot of hopes that the RBI will cut rates. When the RBI cuts rates, we have cheaper loans available to the Indian audiences and the consumers. So we have a good positive story and a positive impact coming up, but that's up to the government for a better, interpretation and management of the crisis.
Chetan Bhutani, one quick question before we let you go. How would you look at the short-term, mid-term and the long-term impact?
It's been very clear. Once we saw that what Piyush Goyal, recently, in fact, about an hour ago, mentioned about China, he categorically said that the world is convinced that the China will bring in transparency and China's growth is fueled by unfair practices. So definitely, we see Vietnam's, taxation at 46%. We see the trade war between China and America going further with retaliatory tariffs and, of course, the subsequent tariffs going further. So India is the bright spot as to what global experts are pointing out. Market experts are also pointing out that India is the next best option, the next best bet for consumers, for investors, for traders. So clearly, I do see as a business correspondent for business today, I do clearly see India's story should be resilient. It is well poised for growth, and of course, the markets would be, of course, bringing in more transparency as we see.
Chetan, in all of this, what was driving the market story earlier were the short term and, were the small investors. And today they stand completely spooked.
It's up to the consumers. See, the markets goes by a complete sentiment rule. And if the global markets are crashing, the Asian or the Indian markets will subsequently see the impact.
Okay.
But yes,
all right.
Indian investors,
Okay, all right. Appreciate you joining us.